Hey folks, I'm in a Hampton Inn in Kingsport, Tennessee this evening, and I was gonna fish a river here in eastern Tennessee tomorrow, but we looked at the gauges. I'm actually gonna fish with Hans from Bonafide Kayaks, but this is what our river gauge looks like. You see that straight up line? We got blown out, so I told Hans, stay in South Carolina. I'm actually gonna take tomorrow and visit Denver McClure with Feel Free Kayaks. I'm gonna pop in and say hi, see what they got going on, and then I will head down. The reason I'm seeing Hans is he has a new Bonafide kayak that's I think it's the RVR. It's a river-based kayak. RVR 117, I might not have that right, but we're gonna get on a river here in eastern Tennessee, but it looks like we're gonna be doing it the day after in South Carolina instead of here. So I thought I'd just give you an update on what's going on, what I've been up to and what I got coming in the next couple days. But I'm gonna get into the framework of, the conclusion of the Blotchy Bass Bonanza on the MyCatch app. That wrapped up the end of November, and I won $1,050 worth of Bass Pro Shop / Cabela's gift certificates. And I think I got a couple of my buddies and hopefully, some viewers, hopefully some of you got in on the action. The last 150 that I got came from one of the bass that I caught out in California. So I got 150 more when I actually got my truck back and was heading up to Chicago a couple days ago. On the way to the airport, I'm like, I'm stopping by Bass Pro Shops and spending some of this, spending 150 bucks. So I actually have my rods here, and I'm gonna re-rig for river fishing in South Carolina. I'll also be going down to the dugout and maybe rigging a Akusa X. And then there's another kayak dealer in the Atlanta area that I'm going to see. I think it's Atlanta Kayak Company, and I'm going to go with that shop manager and fish for some spotted bass. And then I will end by swinging by Westbrook Supply Company in Atlanta, where I'm doing the seminar with Drew Gregory, and I think it's Steve Salmons, who's the fisheries biologist and knows all about the different black bass species that should be interesting. But I just thought, I don't know, maybe it's interesting to see what I got with the gift certificate. So there's actually two of them. There was a $50 one and then a $100 one. And previous purchases with that, or not purchases, but redemptions with the other 900, it was I got a lot of new reels and some other stuff. But I just thought, going into winter, I'll just grab the first thing in here. That's a bucktail. And it's an olive green bucktail. It was the last one they had in the fly shop at the Baltimore or Hanover, Maryland. We say Baltimore Bass Pro Shop. I'm going to be tying some hair jigs with that. I'm actually going to be tying them on. I ordered a Do It mold that has 3/4 ounce football head with that little keeper for the Elastec. So for sure, I'm going to put some of this hair on one of those 3/4 ounce football heads and have it out hopefully before the end of the year with Matt Elliott again. If you haven't watched the video, we just put one up for Liberty that was last Friday. We'll get some more in before they close up the reservoirs for the year. Picked up some of that reflective tape. I needed gold. I had I have the blade bait blanks that are silver, and I have some of the decals for it, but I don't have any of the brass plates, which I thought, there are places like the upper Chesapeake Bay where the gold flash on a blade bait makes more sense, and that's an easy way to do it. I think I got like 3 of these little strips so I can do some blade baits up. I did restock some line conditioner so you can spray on, you know, on your braided line when it gets below freezing. That makes the, you know, the braided line go through your guides a little bit better. The other trick is to put chapstick, which I keep in my life jacket, right on the tip guide. That usually, that waxiness of the, you know, of the chapstick sheds the water off, and then the rest of your guides are pretty ice-free, even though it's below freezing. I did get some bobbers. There's one of them. I actually got a bunch of different ones. Yeah, and I got some bobber stops in there. What am I doing with bobbers? What's a good cold water thing to do with bobbers and bobber stops? Usually I use these for the, you know, to peg a tungsten bullet weight, but they're bobber stops, and I'm gonna use it with that. I had a prior video that showed the Z-Man larvas and the tiny jig that I made, the 1/32 ounce that had a, I think, an FG9 fiber guard, and you put the larvas on that. I think it's a size 4 owner 5318. I want to put it under a bobber because the stonefly larvae just kind of do this all winter long, and sometimes, you know, when there's a stonefly hatch and you're putting crayfish on the bottom and ripping a jerkbait through and putting your head jig on the bottom, they want none of it, but they will eat something small, kind of doing this through the middle of the water column. You catch them and you look in there and it just looks like, someone took a pepper shaker like that, and all the little black dots inside their mouth is stonefly larvae. So I think getting the larvas on that 32nd ounce with the you know, the weed guard on there with, you know, the larvas is going to be a good, you know, good move. I've never been really big on the rod socks, but this one that I got at this St. Croix Legend Extreme, I actually busted some of the guides on a prior one. I still have to send that one in. The carbon fiber guides, they can break off if you don't keep the rod sock on there. I just got another one, you know, I'm just walking down the aisle saying, I want that, and let me get some of these, and this was one of the things I grabbed. I'm gonna put this on the, just to protect the other good rod I got at Dugout, the G Loomis NRX, and I gotta take that, I got a blade bait on it from Fishing Liberty. But this rod deserves some protection, so I did catch some fish on that the other day. Like I said, go back, watch the blade or jig video, but this rod deserves a you know, a rod sock. So I got one of those. When my truck broke down and I stayed with Joe Hobbenrich, Joe was kind to me in so many different ways, but one of the really cool things that he did is he gave me the confidence or impetus or whatever it is to totally dismantle, clean, and lube this reel. This is my I think it's called the Sweeper Spinnerbait by St. Croix. Usually it's a jackhammer that's on here. This time of year it's not going to be the jackhammer, it's going to be a twin spin with, I think, size 4 hammered Colorado that I can throw at brush on these river. I am going to, you know, put that on there, and, you know, I learned on this one under Joe Hobbenrich's, all right, let's lay out a towel for you, and I don't need to make a video on that. There's lots of videos, and we actually looked at one specific to this reel. If you do reel maintenance and then you know, search on YouTube with the specific name of your reel, it's all on there. So, but it gave me the confidence to do that, and I was like, now I need the tools. So I picked up one of these at Bass Pro Shops. Has the tools and has the different grease and the lubrication oil, everything you need to you know, to clean them up, which is pretty cool. I did grab some Z-Man stuff. I got the TRD Craws. These things are awesome, very compact. little crawl profile. They will go well on my little green, the smaller finesse jigs. You know, that Elastac's gonna kick up, and that smaller profile is really, I know our Susquehanna fish like that smaller profile. You know, the bigger stuff, they don't always get it all the way in their mouth. I think they just sort of nip at it. So that'll be a good bait to use. And then with, I did grab some braid scissors. You can never have too many of those. Again, no bobbers. They just, you know, stock up on the Cigar. Which one's this? The Invis-X and 12. This is what I use for leader material in most cases. But I'm going to be fishing with Jamie Koza from Dugout, and we're going to go after some trout. And he says these tail race trout eat jerkbaits. I said, I got lots of jerkbaits, but you know, having money to burn, so to speak, at Bass Pro Shops, I'm like, I'm going to get some more Lucky Craft. And I got some of these deeper divers. That one's a ghost minnow. What do they call this? Lightning Pointer 10 double D suspending and ghost minnow. Thought that one looks good. Look at that bill. It should get it down. What does it say? It gets down to 7 feet. It's not crazy deep, but you know, you gotta have a lot of depth below these tail race, these damn tail races. That one's the same one in Aurora Black. Excuse me, I'm fighting off a cold here. Another one, this is the Lightning Stacy 90 SP in Ghost Minnow. I really like the Ghost Minnow, but look at that bill. That should get it down. I needed more deep divers, so I picked up a couple of those. And then I already have a rod that's on the way. That's the video that just says custom, and it's a custom rod that Kevin Polash is making for me. It's a 7-foot medium heavy fast with the larger guides all the way up. None of this small stuff. I don't know if I'm actually going to use this. You know, I have a reel ready for it, and that's a rod that's going to do double duty with some bass fishing, but it's also going to be a striper jigging rod. So I did get a Daiwa Saltist with one of the prior gift certificates, and I don't know. You guys ever use these pro wraps? I mean, that shows you what you kind of do with it. I don't know if it's a good idea or not. I just saw it there and I said, yeah, I got money to burn with this gift certificate. Let me grab this. I don't know if I'm actually going to use this or not, but it caught my eye. I was curious enough to go ahead and do it. But yeah, 150 bucks goes pretty quick at Bass Pro Shops. I definitely appreciate that, you know, that the biologists, you know, that are doing this research on the blotches on the black bass, you know, put up that money and, you know, to say, hey, help us help the fishery. And I will follow up with them. I actually had a conference call with them halfway through it to try and help them get more people involved in it, and that's where they did this specific Susquehanna River focus, which I know I actually saw some of my buddies, you know, that jumped in on that and got some of that extra money that was out there just for uploading just any size fish, put it on there. They're gonna do it again next year, so I'll let you know when that's coming. What did I want to go over? This Loomis NRX, I'm going to take that blade bait off. I think I'm going to put a different jig on there. I am re-rigging stuff. This one, what do I have? Oh yeah, this is the one that's getting the twin spin. The Legend Extreme already has this beautiful fine wire custom, you know, little jig that I made. Look at that. That's a great little winter bait with an Owner 5318 hook. This one, it's actually another custom rod of Smalley Sticks. medium heavy in the power, but it's a moderate action. And this will be my jerkbait rod for this trip. So I'll be putting a jerkbait on that one. I think we're gonna go on Lake Lanier and catch some of the, you know, the spotted bass, and I figure those underspins is a good option. I got some of the heavier weights. I don't know whether I'm gonna need them. I might. I'm not really sure, but I got them if I need them. And then I got this other rod that I think, you know, it's a good rod. I mean, it's a older style Legend Extreme, St. Croix Legend Extreme, but fishing with Matt Elliott on Liberty Reservoir. That's a 1 ounce brush jig. I after going with him and seeing what he does, and I know he does well with them, but man, he really smoked him on his 1 ounce football heads. And I went home and poured some 1 ounce brush jigs, and then ordered the mold for the football head that has that little keeper. That'll be another video once I get home after the 20th, December 20th. I'll be home. I'll be home in between there and New Year's, and hopefully do some local fishing. So my next 10 days, is it 10 days? No, it's closer to 2 weeks. Is going to be a fun trip down here in the Southeast, doing seminars and fishing with, you know, kayak designers and working with different Torpedo dealers, and you know, it's going to be a fun 2 weeks down here. But thought I'd just give you a little preview and go over my little Bass Pro Shops goodie bag. Thanks for watching. See you.